Hello everyone! Oh, I see my camera's in the wrong spot. Sorry about that. Give me one sec. There we go. Hello! I hope you are all here with me tonight. I'm just going to take a moment and find myself on Facebook. Oh, that was fast.
There we go.
Whoops.
Hello.
We will turn the volume down on that so that you only hear me in one spot and we're not getting any echoes. I am just going to close some windows here and we're going to get started right away. So we are going to work on the a stamp set tonight that I haven't used yet. We're still doing Christmas in July. We have this week and next week, and I was playing with this stamp set a little bit earlier today, trying to decide what I was going to do. I kind of have a direction. I'm going to be honest, when I was playing with it, my head was going in so many different places to play with this one and try different things. I had a really hard time deciding where I was going to go, so I actually have chosen to use a sketch. Hey Charlene, glad you could join me. I'm going to use a sketch tonight to just harness some creativity and give myself a single direction to go in instead of all of these things that I think I want to try, which I think I will. I just can't do them all in one night, and I certainly can't do them all on a live video with you. So I think what I'm going to do, though, is do one tonight, and then I'm going to try one next week. That'll be my last live. I am going to try to record some videos for you guys on the weekend so that you are still able to create while I am away, because I will be away for the first, I think it's the first 3 videos in August, but I'll post you know, a little thing saying that I'm not around. But I think I'm going to play with this stamp set for a little while, and if you like this stamp set, you may want to look at joining my monthly club, because while we are taking a little bit of a break in August, we are going to come back in September and we are going to use this one. And my plan is to make some Christmas cards and some non-Christmas cards with this. And I love these guys. They're so cute. It's the Kindest Gnome stamp set, and it has the dies that you can buy as a bundle. Sorry. The bundle is $78.25, and it also has some absolutely beautiful paper. Hang on a second. I just cut all my shares up for all my paper up rather for my shares, and my share participants are just coming to get those in the next couple of days. So I have a half a set left of each of the papers for now. So I'll just show you these. Of course, they come 12 by 12. So these snowflakes are absolutely beautiful. Can make so many nice backgrounds, little strips with that. On the other side, we have these cute toadstools. In the next piece of paper, we've got these larger toadstools, which can be cut. Let me slide that down a little bit so you can see. They can be cut using this image right here. Let's see if I can grab that off. So all you do is you do a rough cut around there and run that through using the die on your Stampin' Cut emboss machine. Stampin' Cut and emboss machine. Big Shot was so much easier to say. On the other side of this piece, we have these cute little gnomes and woodland animals, so that would make a really cute background. Then we have this beautiful piece of Pacific Point background color with the smaller snowflake, so again, that would make a beautiful background on a card. And on the reverse side of that, we've got these mountains with the trees. And I think I'm going to use this side on a card in the next little while. Then this last piece, you know, it always makes me sad when I like both sides of a piece of paper, because I have a really hard time deciding which side to use. And this particular piece is one of those. So this is kind of like a sweater material, and I saw a super cute little gnome that had the little hat here cut out, and the artisan had lined it up so that it was exactly centered over one of those stars, and it was just so stinking cute. I loved it. But on the other side, we have all of these little gnome guys, and some of them can be cut out using the die that is in the set. Let let me just get him placed there. See? So you can cut these guys out using the dies as well. So that's a great, easy and fast way to make a card. So in addition to those 4 pieces of paper are these 2 that we're going to use tonight. And again, a couple of these I'm sad because I would use both sides. So there's this one with the pool party snowflakes. I'm just going to bring that one up to the camera a little bit so you can see it better. And on the flip side of that, we've got gnomes and toadstools. This one's a little busy for me. I'd have to see it used to kind of get an idea of how to use it, but I love this side here. And then we have these beautiful pool party trees. And I love this side. I would fussy cut around these characters, just like I did last year on a few cards with that beautiful Penguin Palace set. So I have a couple of papers in this set that I think I'm going to have to buy the 12 by 12 pack for myself, again, so that I can use multiple sides of some of these papers. So that was a walkthrough of the set. The other thing I want to show you is that the gnomes in the stamp can all be cut out using the dies. So these guys all match up directly. Oops, wrong one. This one's over here. And then this guy's over here. And then of course your toadstool gets cut out with this. And then there's these other die pieces. So these ones here make little mushrooms or toadstools. And then you've got some noses for your gnome, and you've got some gnome pieces. So you've got the hat, the beard body, and then the body part, and then this super cute tuft of grass. So I had made a card using that little gnome outfit. So I'm going to show you that, and I think maybe that's where I'm going to start tonight and see how my time goes, if I'm actually going to get to make the card I have sort of pre-planned in mind. So what I did earlier today is I was playing with this guy, and he was just so cute. I thought it would be great to share with you how I did this. Now, I did pull out a couple of retired pieces, and I will own up to that right away. I think sometimes we only use, especially as a demonstrator, the pieces that are current to us, and we forget that sometimes that's not what everybody has. And I love to encourage you, if you have something, you don't necessarily have to buy the latest and greatest. I mean, this you have to buy because the Kindest Gnomes is just too cute. But the greetings in here can be mixed and matched with the set we had last year, which is Gnome for the Holidays. So this set here is a little less Christmassy. There's only one very Christmassy message. To me, warm wishes could be still a birthday message. There's your kindness does not go unnoticed, and you know me so well. And then Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So if you wanted more Christmas greetings, you could pair it with this one that says Holly Jolly Everything, a little Christmas wish, your friend like gnome other, and there's no place like gnome for the Christmas season. So I pulled this one out. I didn't get a lot of traction with that one last year. I just didn't have time to use it. So I pulled it out today, and I used this little greeting on there, and I just love it. I think these are going to be super cute for bag tags come Christmas time. And the other thing I thought these would be cute for is there is a lunch program that one of the local scrapbook shops, they collect cards and tags and stuff like that for. Now the cards can't be bigger than a note card size, so that's 3 3/4 by 5, I believe. But I like donating to them, and I thought, well, what better, more fun way to do that than to maybe make a whole bunch of these little gnome tags. These are so fun to get put together, and I'm going to show you how quick they are. I've chosen to use, so this one is made out of an in color, the Sweet Sorbet, and I'm going to do another one in the in color Parakeet Party. And I've chosen to just use these as they are. I'm going to use or I am using Tombow glue to put them together, and you're going to see just how fast and easy these are and how quickly you could make some super cute tags for the Christmas season. Like, you got some time. I know it's July. Who wants to think about Christmas? It's about 30 plus outside. We don't want to think about when it gets down to below 30, but you do have to start planning if you have a lot of Christmas cards that you have to make. So now is the time to do that. So you can see how easy it was. I just put that guy together in no time flat. He's so cute. So now I'm going to take the tag. This one was cut out of crumb cake, and I embossed it with the timber embossing folder. I think you can kind of see that texture on the back. There we go. And then I did take a blending brush, and I just blended a little bit of crumb cake over top, just so that I don't think you can see it so much on the video, but in person it just gives it a little bit of shadowing, shading, and texture to pick up that embossing. So this one I did cut out of soft suede. I wanted to see if how a different color would hold up. I'm also going to use a different embossing folder on it. I'm going to use, if I can find it, I want Time Worn Text. There it is. Alright, and my stamp and emboss machine is just at my feet, so let me bring that in here along with my plates for embossing. Okay, so let me get that set up. I know that's really close on the video, I apologize, but it will only be there for a moment. Now, when you are using embossing folders and you want the embossing to come through in a specific way, especially I've pre-cut the tag, so I want to make sure that I put it down on the side where the embossing folder has little indentations where it's rough and bumpy. I want the back of my tag to go on that side, and that's just so I end up with an embossed look as opposed to a debossed look. So I'm going to run that quickly through the stamp and emboss machine. That was a big crack. Okay. Put that down on the floor next to me, and hopefully I don't stub my toe on my way out of my room after our live tonight. Alright, so there is the tag. Oh, I like how that looks. See? So this is the emboss side. This would be the deboss side. And you can use it. I would just be careful with this particular embossing folder because it has writing on it. So if you use the deboss side, the writing's upside down and backwards. So it becomes a little odd for somebody to look at that if they look really closely, but they may not look that close. So I'm just going to grab my soft suede. So here's my soft suede ink and a blending brush. Now I know I used crumb cake on it just a few minutes ago, so I'm not going to worry about getting the ink off because crumb cake is lighter anyway, so it's not going to matter. Now, can you see the difference, if I lift that up, between the portion that I have layered with some ink and the portion that I haven't? It really kind of grabs the texture and just gives it a little bit of dimension. So that's all I'm going for. I'm not really coloring the tag at all. I'm just adding a little bit of grab to the texture, and it's just because it's picking up the ink on the edges of that embossed piece. Okay, so I went a little heavy at the top corner, so I'm just going to bring some heaviness into the bottom corners so that this is even. Okay, how's that? All right. Close that up, move the paper out of the way, and then we are just going to pop this guy. I laid him right down flat with my Tombow glue. And Tombow glue down there. Just glue him right down flat. I'm going to let him set up. Oh, need to give him a little bit of pressure. Let him set up there, and in the meantime, we are going to create our little greeting. So for that, I'm just going to grab a scrap of the Parakeet Party Green. It's a little brighter than I would normally use for Christmas, but I just think it looks so cute. And on this one, maybe I'm going to do... No, I'm going to do the same one. I'm going to do the same greeting, a little Christmas wish, because I just like it so much. I think it suits this guy. Whoops! I am breaking my house. All right, there we go. Versamark ink. I'm going to use a little bit of embossing powder on there so that I don't have the static. I also pulled in a punch that I didn't realize was retired. And I'm going to do it again just because I like it so much and I want these guys to match. So sometimes it helps to hold on to some of those things that have retired, and you find other uses for them. Other things, when you're ready to let them go, you're ready to let them go. There's nothing wrong with changing up the stock in your craft stash. We all do that. All right. So there is my greeting. You see the embossing there. I'm just going to heat up my gun here. My heat gun. And then we will emboss this. So I like to get my heat gun quite warm before I start embossing. Helps just to make sure that I have the embossing powder melting and not melting into the paper. So it just melts faster and is less likely to burn the paper or burn the embossing powder if I'm not doing it for too long. So I'm going to just do that quickly. You can always tell when the embossing powder melts because it gets nice and shiny and so pretty. Okay, so then I am using, this is the classic label punch. Like I said, this one is retired, but I'm pretty sure we have something similar now. You've always got the banner, those banner punches that you can use. I just wanted something really simple. I didn't want to fuss with putting a banner edge on both sides of my paper, so that's why I chose this tonight. Okay, toss this little guy back into its spot, and I need my adhesive. So let's put this on with some dimensionals, and I'm going to use the little itty bitty babies. If you see me reaching around you today, or around behind me today, it is because I don't have a lot of room on my desk today. I've got a lot of projects on the go and no room to put my crafting tools for tonight, so I have them on the floor all around me, which means I have a mess to clean up after tonight's broadcast, so pardon me. All right. If you are here, I would love to hear some comments from you. Let me know what you think of this. I'm almost done this first little project. Like I said, I think I'm going to do 2 tonight. Next piece I'm using here is this absolutely beautiful natural ribbon from the holiday catalog. It is just stunning. It's so soft, it's easy to use. So I am adding that to the top of the tag, I think. If I can get it to go through the little hole there. There we go. Charlene, do you own this set already and you just haven't tried it yet? Is that... I see you said you think this guy's adorable. I think so too. And there's so many ideas. If you are a Pinterest deep diver, there are so many ideas on there. It's pretty amazing. I know somebody created a tag like this well, not like this. It was on a white background with stars, but they created a tag with the little gnome, and I thought, oh, that's so cute. I love it. I'm going to do one myself. So this is my take on the little tag. So Charlene, you own it, but you haven't had time. I know. Time. It's the time to play with these things. This afternoon I went to drop some cards off. I have some cards for consignment in a shop close by, and went to drop some cards off to the shop to set up my display for me, and provide more details about that a little bit later once they get my stuff up and running in their shop. But on my way back from doing that, I went to drop off this stamp set and a couple of packages of designer series paper to a friend of mine who is going to use this set to make her Christmas cards this year. And I was dropping it off, and she said her and her family are leaving on holiday soon. And I said, oh, you're going to have to wait to play with this then, because you're not going to have time before you leave if you're trying to get ready. And she said, well, I know, I'm really looking forward to doing it in August after we get back, so that, you know, she has some time to play and enjoy it and isn't rushed and crazy trying to get the cards done before Christmas, because there's no joy in that if you're just rushing to get it done for the sake of getting it done, as opposed to, you know, taking your time and playing and creating and figuring stuff out. That's so much more enjoyable. So whoops, okay, I can't do it that way. Let's turn it around. So I said, oh, that's terrible. Don't watch my live tonight, because you're going to want to play with your new set. So we were chuckling about that. So she's going to have to wait, but we are playing with this tonight, and I think I'm going to be playing with this for a little while longer. Like I said, I need to do some planning for my September club. If you want to join, we're going to be using this kit, this bundle, to create the kits to make the cards for the month of September. We are taking a hiatus in August. All right, so let me move some of this junk out of the screen here so that we can put these two guys together. So now we have one in the Parakeet Party and one in the Sweet Sorbet. I think I'm going to make one in all of the ink colors because they're just too cute. All right, Charlene's going to be joining us for club. Is anyone else joining us for club? Oh, I know why I can't see. I keep thinking that I'm off screen, but my screen was too high. Okay, there's the camera. All right, so that's our first little project. It's a mini project. You got a little bonus today. I'm going to just pull over the card sketch that I was going to do. So this is it here. And I am going to pull together some of the pieces that we need for it. So maybe actually, how am I going to do this? Because I need those measurements. Oh. Camera. Hang on a second. Uh-oh. I lost my upper camera. I'm not sure what happened. Give me a moment here to try to get it to come back online, but I have lost the camera that shows my viewing area, and I'm not 100% sure why. It just disconnected. Let's see if I can get it back. It might be because I know I was having some battery problems. Okay. Here we go. It's asking me to reconnect. Okay. All right. I think that's the second week we've had connectivity problems. It's okay. We will get it. It's going to come. Can you guys now see my workspace, I think? Yeah. Okay. And the camera's crooked. Sorry, I'm going to move this around just slightly here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I want to use these two pieces of paper for these two rectangles. I should have probably downloaded this for myself so I could see it. But my background, okay, my card, I'm just going to do the card front forward. I'm not actually going to put it on a card base right now. So I am going to I need a mat, and our mat is going to be, what color should we do our mat in? Maybe, I think this is Pool Party. What colors are in here? So this suite has Balmy Blue, Pool Party. Oh, let's do Balmy Blue. That was easy. Okay, so I've got some Balmy Blue. So Balmy Blue is going to be our mat. Oh, now you can't see me. Here we go. Balmy Blue is going to be our mat. So we're going to cut some Balmy Blue at 4. And then we are going to, I see my video seems to be pausing sometimes. I'm not sure why. That's not me. Hopefully that stops. Okay, so then I need to get these two strips right here. So they are 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I'm going to do 2 of those in Pool Party. Let's see if I have scraps of Pool Party that'll work. Oh yeah, this I think I can get it out of here. So I said 1 1/4. Sorry, zip it over to there again. 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, so off. And just because I see this corner is a little bent, so we're going to try to do this way. 1 1/4 for one of them, and then 1 1/4 again. All right. And then I've got 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. All right, so those are going to go on top. Oh, maybe I don't like that Balmy Blue. I might change that up. I want to see what these look like. Okay, and then this is going to be 1, I think this was 1 3/8. 1 1/8, that makes more sense. All right, so 1 1/8 is there. So I'm going to cut a strip of that. And that is going to be by 3 1/8, which is right there. Okay. No, I don't like that Balmy Blue behind. I think we're just going to do some Pool Party behind that. Now, do I want... You're not going to see the trees. I'm going to just stick with this paper. We're designing as we go here. And we'll see how it turns out. Okay. So that's definitely the decision there. I do not like this Balmy Blue. So let's try something else. Let's go with maybe some Mint Macaron. Mint Macaron's really close to... Is that going to work? What I was thinking of doing, if I can find it in the photo, in our sketch, see how there is a piece of paper? I'm going to create that as a ribbon. So I was going to use that natural ribbon that I just used on my tag. Oh, no, I am not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the silver ribbon. So this is going to be Pool Party, this piece. Okay, hang on. We're going to do kind of a monotone card. So this is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. And one moment. This is what I want. This ribbon is absolutely stunning. I've seen it used as spider webs. I used it as steam last fall in some coffee cups. I love this ribbon, but it is, I find it, I don't want to say it's hard to use. You just have to be creative to use it. But how pretty would that be, like that? I think I'm going to emboss this with snowflakes so that it has a little bit of texture to it. And then I'm going to lay these guys on here. So the texture will help bring this up. Yep, this is coming together now. I know it's a very monochromatic card, and that's okay. That's what we're going for tonight. Okay. So I'm going to cut a piece of this off, and then I'm going to move it out of the way. And we need, I think I have a 2-inch circle punch. Hang on. I do. Okay, so I don't even know if this is available anymore, but when there are punches available, I use a punch because it's an awesome cheat. So I believe that circle was 2 inches. Yeah, it was a 2-inch circle. Border 1 by 4. Oh, that's this. Okay. I think we have all our pieces now. So this guy's gonna go there. That would almost look better scalloped. Change that up. That circle is going to become a 2 1/4 inch circle. Oh, I haven't switched, you guys. Sorry. Thanks, Charlene. See, creating on the fly, it can be stressful, but it's okay. Oh my goodness. Or is it my own Wi-Fi that's doing that for me at home as I'm watching? As I'm watching myself. If you're like me, I hate seeing myself on video. But to make sure that this is working, I do need to watch myself. Okay, so, whoops, wrong. That is going to go on there. Okay, so now we've imitated layers. Pool Party. Oh, it looks like the 2 inch and 2 1/4 inch punches are still available. So that's good. I was going to emboss this. Pulling that in. And I'm going to use the wintry embossing folder because I don't think we have any other snowflakes right now. I'm just looking. Nope, this is the only snowflakes we have. Okay, so moving this out of the way, it's going to go right down the middle. I'm going to have a little bit sticking on each side. I'm going to live with that. That's my option. I need to move this over. I'm going to hit my microphone. Okay. And then I can either make my little gnome, just like I did for my tag, or we can cut one out of the designer series paper. What would you like to do? Would you like to cut one out of the designer series paper, or shall we make one like this, but we can make him out of, maybe we could make him out of, well, pool party would be very monotone, but we could try that. Oh, why am I stuck? Oh, there's some adhesive stuck in there. Okay, I will fix that after. All right, so let's start layering this stuff up. If I can find my adhesive. Look, Charlene, I found my stamp and seal. Charlene was in my club on Monday when my seal ended up under my desk, and so I was using my tear tape, and she said, Laura, how come you're not using your your stamp and seal? You usually use stamp and seal to stick down designer series paper. That's when you know someone knows your crafting habits. It's all good. Yes, I much prefer this to fiddling with tearing the back off of the tape. It's much faster, isn't it? All right, so I'm going to layer those pieces together, and then we are going to, whoops, now this is cardstock, this isn't designer series paper, but that's okay, I'm going to layer it on here anyway. Breaking my rules. There are no rules. All right, and then this is going to go, I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on the back here. I'm going to overlap that down there, and then I'm just going to pull it across and lap it at the back there, and then, oh, it's probably too low. That's okay, I can move it up. Okay, let's try that again. Want it a little bit higher, so more in the middle of the card. So right about there is good. That's middle. Okay. There we go. And now, because I have tape adhesive on the back that is tacky, I'm going to use my silicone sheet so that it's not sticking to anything. Now I'm going to, I think I'm going to raise these up on dimensionals. Just like this. And I kind of want to color one of my gnomes. Are we in the mood to color, or should I just cut one out that's already colored? I feel like if I color him, he might not disappear so much. Okay. So now we have, I need to make sure these are even, but now we have our two layers. So we've got, this is what we've got so far. Okay, and this is our sketch. So we just have the circle bit and whatever's going on the circle bit to add. I like it, I like it, I like it. But you know what? You're gonna have to have patience with me because I want to color one of these guys. Oh, unless this guy's sitting down. Is he sitting down in one of the papers? No, he isn't. Okay, we are gonna color someone. Do I have enough room here? Looks like I do. Ooh, oh, it's too bad I already layered these together. I could do snowflakes on there again. I wonder if I could do snowflake. Wonder if. Okay, we're gonna try this. You might not really see it though. I'm not gonna bother. I don't think you'd see it. Okay, we are going to color this guy though, which means I need Charlene's sticking in for the long haul. She wants me to color too. I need some Memento ink, and I need a block, and I am going to. So Charlene, if you're going to join me in September to do this class, if I gave you homework pre-class to color gnomes, would you prefer that, or would you prefer to color them in class? Because of course we're going to stamp our gnomes in our class. It's just a matter of, are we going to color them together, or are we going to color them beforehand? What are we going to do? I could always do a video beforehand showing you how to color them. Might take us a while to color them in person though. Oh, you know what I realized? I don't have, that's okay. I do not have the skin tones yet. I keep forgetting to purchase them, and they are so hard to get your hands on. I'm going to color him in Mint Macaron. There's not a lot of skin on this guy, just the nose, so maybe his nose is going to be a slightly different color. Okay, this is the dark. Wrong tip. All right, we've got the dark, and we've got, do you want me to zoom in on that a little bit if I can? Oh, sorry for the camera shake. Okay, let's zoom in so you can see me color. All right, so I am going to use the dark first, and then I'm going to blend it out with the light. And I've decided that this guy is going to be in Mint Macaron. It's close enough to the pool party color that it should blend nicely with the rest of what we're doing on here. So I'm just adding the dark Mint Macaron in the spots where there would be some shadowing because the hat's curling over, or you know, I don't usually go for this is where the light source is kind of thing, but I know that I want one side to have a little bit more darkness than the other because the light's got to be coming from somewhere. Okay, so now I'm going to pull that darkness out a little bit with my light color, and I'm going to do it on this side too, and we're going to meet in the middle, and I'm going to go very carefully in around his hand here. I'm just going to blend and smooth that color in the underside. Now usually when you add a light color, it is going to lighten up that dark spot. So if you want that dark spot darker, I just go over it again and blend it out. Okay, so Charlene's saying yes to a video, so pre-coloring, but with my guidance on a video is what I'm understanding you're saying there. Is that correct? Because I can do that. It's a little less stressful than coloring it in class, isn't it? And apparently I don't talk much when I color. Okay. Ooh, he's cute. He's already cute. All right, now that's his hat. I'm going to go and do his arm here. So again, starting with the dark, and I can see my ink is running a little bit, my Memento ink. Sometimes it happens for me that I'm using the basic white paper from Stamping Up, which really isn't meant for alcohol blending, alcohol markers. You can use it, it's fine. It just, you are taking the chance you're going to get a little bit of running because it doesn't have the same texture as a true alcohol ink paper, like a Neenan or something like that. So you just have to be careful. You just can't saturate your paper quite the same way with the same amount of ink. And that's okay. All right, soften his hat a little bit there. Sorry, I keep pulling it towards me. Happy with that. His pants here are going to be far darker. And then I think there's some pants right in here as well. I think we'll get some gray for the bottoms of his shoes. And maybe some gray mitts. And for his nose, maybe his nose is going to be a little pink. We'll see. We'll see what I can find here. Oh, I know. I have an ivory. There's an ivory. Ivory will work for his nose. So his nose is just going to be some ivory. And in around his eyes here. And there, these little tiny spots. There we go. Oh, his mitts are going to be pool party. That's what I'm going to do for his mitts. But his boots, I need some gray. And my grays are at the bottom of my pile. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Charlene. You're here to give your opinion, so what you say goes. You're the boss. How'd you like that? You're the boss tonight. All right, bottom of the feet are going to be gray, and I'm not going to blend anything in there. I'm just going to color those gray. And I think I had a blender pen in one of those boxes I pulled out. I want to show you guys something because I can see my ink is running into his beard, and I'm not happy about that. So let me show you a trick. I think my blender pen was in here. If you're wondering what I'm keeping my blends in, they're in the old wood cases that we used to be able to get for wood mount stamps, and I'm sorry, but you can't get them anymore, but I'm sure you can find something to keep yours in. Alright, so getting that on the video, can you see, like, I'm being super picky here, and I'm trying to find something that I can point with. I don't know where my pointy tool is, but here's my tweezers. Right along this edge, the green has seeped into his beard a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my blender pen, the color lifter, that's what it's called, and I'm just going to, how can I do this so you can see? I think if I do it this way, you can see. My hand won't be in the way. I'm just going to pop the edge of my blender pen, color lifter pen, just right along there, and it's going to push the ink through the paper. So now I'm much happier with where that is sitting. Let me see if I can show you that again. So can you see it's gone? It's back within the line of the beard. Much happier camper with that. All right, let's take the dark pool party. And I'm gonna just color his mitts. Again, these are so small, I'm not gonna worry about blending any shading in there. In his body and his hat, that was much easier to do, and I think it makes a difference to do it there, but I'm not gonna worry about it in his mitts. So those are done. Oops. And I thought I could just shove them aside, but I don't have enough room to do that. So give me a moment while we just put those away. And I'm going to bring the Big Shot back up. And my platform. Oops. And okay, so I am using, this is no longer available. I was early enough to manage to get a magnetic cutting platform, which they have since actually pulled and refunded anybody who purchased one because there is a quality control issue with them. However, the one that I got doesn't seem to be having a quality control issue, and I can't stop using it because it just holds my my dies in place so well. So until I have a problem with it, I'm going to continue using it. But I do, so what I'm using isn't available. I'm doing that tonight a lot, so shame on me. But the other reason I wanted to share that with you is so that if you have a plate and you didn't know that they refunded you, you now know. And there was nothing you needed to do to get that refund. It just appeared, if you're a demonstrator, within your account, and then it was up to you to refund any customers. So if you're a customer and your demonstrator hasn't refunded you, you may want to check in with them on that. They may just be trying to get through all of their accounting. But it's coming. And until mine breaks, I'm still going to use it. Oh, look at him. Isn't he stinking cute? Okay. I need a greeting. Where'd my stamp set go? We're not going to use last year's. We're going to use this year's. What are we going to use? Your kindness doesn't go unnoticed? No, I know I need to start making my Christmas cards, so I'm going to make this into a Christmas greeting. I need it to go down here. Or up here? Maybe up here. Thanks, Deb. Okay, I think I'm going to make it go there. And I think I'm going to put it in white. Like, I'll stamp it in black ink on white is what I'm trying to say. Let's clean the one I used earlier off. And put that away after. I need black ink. I had that out already. And let's grab a strip of paper. Is it going to fit on here? Oh yeah, it should fit on there. Okay. Whoops. That's the right way around already. All right. Give it a wipe, and just so you can see what I'm doing, we're going to stamp this right there and clean off that stamp so I have enough room to bring in the trimmer. Okay, actually I'll just move it aside over there. That's going to go there. Bring in the paper trimmer and whoops. I love that you guys are talking to each other over the chat in the video here. Deb, if you can't see the ribbon that Charlene is trying to point out right now, I'll pull the card in just a minute here. Charlene, did you get that ribbon last season, or did you just have it from a share? And did you use it? Oh, that was noisy to put away. Okay. So these guys, I'm going to, I don't know where my tear tape is. I'm just going to glue him down. That's probably way too much glue. You can't even see it because it's off the page. This is going to go right about there. I think I've used this sketch before. Maybe in a, I think I did it in a retreat, maybe? I don't know. Clearly it's one of my favorites because as soon as I saw it today on my board, because I pin sketches on Pinterest quite a lot. It's my go-to for designing. If I go quiet, it's because I'm trying to line something up. And I tend to go back to them over and over again. Do I want that? Okay, do we want that just flat like that? I think so. I think I want it just flat. Or do I want it raised up a little bit? I don't think I want it at the same level as the gnome. Okay, it's going flat. Charlene's gonna go look for that ribbon as soon as the video's over. You may have used it with those beautiful snowflakes last year, Charlene. We were using those a lot. And I'm pretty sure I did a set with that ribbon. Because I remember you commenting on that ribbon last year. Okay, so I had a card base. Oh, I forgot there was a reason I had it on my silicone pad. I had a card base in my drawer, ready to go. I sometimes have them pre-cut. So I think we are going to use that. And I guess I'm going to find my tear tape because that's going to secure this the best. You don't have that ribbon. You must have used the yard or so that you got in last year's share. I think you need that ribbon. Deb, I know you like all things Halloween. This ribbon makes a super cool spider webby type of texture. It's great. You'll have to check it out. Yes, definitely both of you need to get some of that ribbon. If anyone else who is on watching the video or watching the replay, let us know if you've used this ribbon. I don't even remember what it's called. I can look it up. What is this ribbon called? This is the metallic mesh ribbon. Whoop, out of the view. Metallic mesh ribbon. So, if you've used the metallic mesh ribbon, then let us know how you've used it. Yeah, I did spider webs with it last year, Deb, and I also used it as steam coming up out of a cup. We had a like a Starbucks looking cup last year, so I used it in there. Super fun ribbon. I love it with snowflakes. It like silver and snowflakes to me is the bomb. So there is our final card. I like it. I'm so glad we colored that gnome. I like him. So we did that project and we did this project, and then I had this one from when I was playing earlier today. So love these little gnomes, and I will be playing with them quite a lot. I think next time we are going to do something with some of that gingham, I think it's called gingham cottage paper. There's some gorgeous plaids in there, and I think I'm going to do something playing around with that a little bit. So I really hope you enjoyed tonight's share, and that it inspires you with this this particular set, because I know there are so many ideas out there. So I hope this helps bring some ideas into your area of inspiration. And if you make something, if you have this set and you make something, please share it with me. I would love to see what you create. And if you're not sure and you want to explore it with us in September, you are more than welcome to join us. You just need to let me know by the early part of August. So I think that's all. Have a great evening, and I will see you next week. Happy crafting, everyone.